Here comes Sami Zayn. Zayn says that Cody and he have had their ups and downs, but if anybody knows something about beating Gunther, it's Sami. So I'm guessing Sami failed to realize that Cody has already beaten Gunther too. Maybe.
Well,
I guess it doesn't hurt to have an extra,
Sammy's very in his head these days. We can forgive the lapse.
yeah. Cody says thanks, but no thanks. Sammy is pissed, says nobody respects him. And so Sammy goes to Aldis saying, I've been texting you all day. What am I doing on the show? Why don't you have something for me? Aldis says he might not have a spot for him on the show tonight, which drives Sammy even more crazy. Sammy.
No, can I interrupt just for a
Yes,
second?
please.
Wait, that would drive me crazy too. Aldous told him that he might not have a spot because time is tight. This is a general manager who had no main event. And the Trick Williams Carmelo Hayes match was not scheduled either. So in what universe was time tight in this 3-hour show where they had to have reruns of segments from Raw and telling us that later in the show we'll be looking back at the rivalry between Jacob and Roman and all of this sort of stuff. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, maybe I just take it to mean like you're not a big enough deal, for us to move our schedule around for. But of course, Cody Rhodes does change that. Sammy gets pissed and what did he do so wrong that he can't even get a few minutes for his ride or die fans?
Love it.
So he starts talking shit about Cody while Cody, of course, is still in frame. Cody gets riled up and challenges Sami Zayn to a match tonight, which is in fact shockingly at least the first time we're getting this match between these two in this iteration and in many years. There are two matches that took place, according to the cage match between these two, way back in 2016 on Roadblock and also on Superstars, and that was between Sami Zayn and Stardust. So, been a long time, 10 years, in fact, since these two had their match. 10 years, which Cody would later refer to as a significant date, in fact. Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes is our main event at the end of this 3-hour show. So they start things off, and of course, Zayn shouts out his ride or die fans at the start of the match, which I love. Sammy gets the better of Cody before offering to shake his hand. Cody then gets the better of Sammy and then offers to shake his hand. So, they're both good guys, but they're both kind of assholes to each other. We come back from break where Sami Zayn has been targeting Cody's left leg. Sammy then shoves Cody off the apron, landing right onto the announce desk. Cody is just able to make it back to the ring at the count of 9. Cody then avoids the haluva kick and delivers a Cody cutter off the turnbuckle for a 2 count. Zayn continues taking advantage of the injured leg, applying the figure 4. After Cody basically winces following a disaster kick, Gunther shows up to choke Cody behind the ref's back. Zayn sees this and tries to take advantage with a haluva kick. However, Cody moves out of the way. Sammy ends up taking Gunther out, allowing Cody to deliver the crossroads for the victory. Now, afterwards, first of all, your thoughts on the match itself, Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes, for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was very good. The two, obviously, very good workers, delivering a good match. Right from the beginning, the character work of Sammy coming out. In his head, he's, like he said himself earlier on in the show, the last good guy standing, and so he's, in his mind, he's the baby face and he's trying to find people to fist bump, and there's quite a few who do on his entrance out, and he's his ride or die. I love all of that. He does it so well. The match itself was very good. I think we all knew Gunther was going to make a special guest appearance before the end of this show, but the match itself, I thought it was very good.
I thought it was an excellent TV match, and I especially like the finish because it plays to, I think, this recurring story of, exactly why Sami Zayn has become a heel in the first place. I mean, he learned through Cody, through Randy, about taking advantage of your opportunity, despite maybe it being unsportsmanlike. He tried to do the same here in trying to take advantage of the Gunther interaction, and it backfired and cost him the match. So I thought it tied into his overall character very well here. And of course, afterwards, we get the continued beatdown from Gunther here on Cody. And Sami Zayn comes in like a babyface would, like a good guy would, about to stop the bad guy. But after a brief stare down with Gunther, Sammy decides to do nothing, allowing Gunther to keep the choke onto Cody while Sammy simply walks away. And of course, if he wasn't already there to most of this audience, I mean, this really did feel like the completion of Sami Zayn's heel turn, in which he makes the conscious decision to not do the right thing. Or maybe, according to him, his justification is that somehow this is the right thing. I look forward to that explanation and how he might reason this from his I'm a good guy, I'm still a good guy, perhaps psychology. But I really love this close here, especially because of the focus on Zayn, who I think like has transitioned beautifully into this like heel version of himself.
Yeah, I agreed. It's been a slow burn. It's been going on since before Mania with his interactions backstage with Randy and his interactions backstage with Cody. I think it all makes sense. And as a performer, he's done this so brilliantly. Like at the end of this show, he does look genuinely conflicted. Sammy's probably, I wouldn't mind seeing him try his hand at acting someday, on some TV show, because I think he transitions from a angry looking stare at Gunther to, what should I do? It's written all over his face, and he still looks very morose, as he walks back and kind of even hesitates on his way back down the ring before looking back. He does it all so well. But yeah, I think this is, like you said in your words, Way, the completion of the heel turn, but not in his mind. And I'm looking forward to, how he justifies this.
Yeah, I thought like this moment was like very well crafted. This whole thing, including yes, the way it was shot, and everything, and key to it all is Sami Zayn and his wonderful performance here. Maybe it's been suggested like that Zayn playing this character might be taking him further away from the main sort of like story, the A stories on the show, certainly like taking him further away from title contention perhaps. And I think that unfortunately could be one of the results of this. But man, as far as like supporting act goes though, like he to me feels like a bit of a runaway for best supporting act, at least on SmackDown over the past, several months. But yes, I am concerned like that this takes him further away from, being a world title contender type of act. I certainly hope that he is primed for something big for the rest of the year, and that this great heel turn isn't simply done to place him in the mid card with Johnny Gargano or something like that,
Yeah, no, he deserves much, much better than that. I think the powers that be, although it's pro wrestling and you don't always get what you deserve, it's kind of, we're going to go with our top guys. I think he's made such a case for himself over the years in the ring, but this character work has been the best, I think. And I'd love to see him in a major role, but whether or not, sorry, wait.
No, I was going to say like, so there was certainly a path for him to become a world champion as a babyface, and I think that could still be viable in the future. That would have been viable. Like trust me, Neil, like being in that building, him beating Roman would have been completely accepted by everybody at that Elimination Chamber match. But that time has passed. I don't know if he could be a babyface champion anymore when you've got like, people like Cody, people that are, I think, much more attractive for the role than he is. But as a heel champion, especially this character who is so sort of like twisted and interesting and full of like desperation, I think there's certainly a possibility. I could see it now. The water kind of like, slapping is fun. And he might have to ditch the funny if you're going to be a champion, but I could see it, perhaps. Yeah, I certainly hope to see it.
If the Post Wrestling Cafe were to undergo a drug test in the month of May, we would be testing positive because we are overloaded with content. We are going to be reviewing Hulk Hogan, Real American, all 4 episodes this month. Plus, we will go inside the Manosphere with a review of the latest Louis Theroux documentary. We will also have coverage of the Ronda Rousey Gina Carano fight, also taking place on Netflix. Rewind Away tackles WCW Super Brawl 2, and we cover NXT TakeOver Brooklyn from 2015. All that, plus all of the XL editions on a weekly basis, Collision Course, Daredevil Born Again, and so much more. It can all be yours at postwrestlingcafe.com. $8 gets you in the door.